It is yet another again a beautiful Thursday where singasho ukuthi sikhulumisana indaba Temidlalo lapha even where we build up to what will be taking place this upcoming weekend, also referring to what we just noticed or rather we witnessed this past weekend. Hello and welcome your beautiful edition of Temidlalo on a Thursday. A couple of things coming up. We'll touch on one of the biggest event in the motorsports history in the Kingdom of Eswatini Motorsports Weekend. Now this is one event singasho ukuthi it makes us unique as the Kingdom of Eswatini. We'll have two founders of the sport who also are the founders of the event themselves, Mr. Mieni and Kamezende, just to give us a build-up to what can we expect on that event. Otherwise, it's not the only issue to touch on because we also talk about different activities over the weekend. Guamago, there was a marathon over the weekend. We'll touch on that. What was the event about? What makes it a marathon of that occasion? Who were the winners on the day? What does it mean? We'll also get a few interviews in the company of our in-house analyst, Linda Dlamini. We'll move on, also be able to give you beautiful pictures like this where some of the athletes, well-known athletes, also were part of the event. We'll move on and touch on the Too Fast and Too Furious event. It was launched this midweek, building up to 10 July. That's when the event is going to be over the country. It was launched at Eswatini, where some of the sponsors, AutoZone, the likes of Auto Value Parts, pumped in over 78,000 emarangeni, and also another related sponsorship to make sure that the event is indeed a success. Otherwise, we talk about also the Sashanto, qualifiers, where we saw the money that has been pumped in local golf. These were also some of the winners. We know the young man. We keep him as a surprise. He's been now moved from amateur to now pro. What does this mean? 21,000 emarangeni for the young men. What a beautiful achievement. Eswatini are raising the flag higher, doing what they do best. A special interview also coming to you tonight from our international golfer Nobuhle Dlamini. We'll also get to listen to what she has to say in terms of also of the programs she's doing in trying to develop young talented golfers, including Eswatini. That's what she's good at. Where you're going to be is going to be here live on Eswatini TV. Don't go anywhere because you can watch us on different platforms. It could be on YouTube, on your school channel home, and you can also watch on Eswatini TV app, on the move, wherever you are. Sit tight because we're building up to Eswatini Motorsports Weekend. Sibavele bakhona la studio. Sengihlele naye Sandile Mieni uhamba na Zakele Kamez. Ngicale ngawe Mieni ngivusele.
Sanibonani.
Yes.
Ninjani Sven?
Siyaphila. Babe Mathe.
Yeah, sivusele Eswatini.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. They are not only here because maybe they're just decorating the event. They are here because the reason why we have motorsports in the Kingdom of Eswatini, for 21 years, Babe Mieni has been involved in spinning. Talk about motorsport itself. Babe Mieni sakhuluma nje ngalo umsebenzi wa mhlaka 1 mhlaka 2. Asichazele nje kafishane ukuthi ufika nini, ufika njani ukuthi usukumisa umsebenzi longaka wokudlala isport say motorsport.
Malangeni sengina 21 years ngikuthanza le sport. Ngibona ukuthi asesizame ukutshengisa lama emaswati ukuthi le sport lesi asiso lesingathi sinebungode ekhathi. Sidinga nje ukuthi sonke nje sport lesikhona ufuna usihloniphe ngoba ngathi kusilaswatini sihamba ngenhlonipho phambili.
Madlanyana sikhuluma ngemotorsport kuye kuba khona ukhanze ukuthi labanye bacabanga ukuthi nasikhuluma spinning sihlukanisa kanjani nale motorsports. Kunemehluko emkhathini kwemotorsport itself nale spinning. Ungasicazela nje kafishane ukuthi umehluko ukuphi kafishane?
Imotorsport ne spinning ngila khona leti moto tidlala. Ngicabanga ukuthi le motorsport it's about the motor like kunalama car clubs.
Yes.
Hambe ngikhombise buhle bato nako konke lokho
lo sikubukako nje la emoyeni kuyini kahle kahle babe Madlenya.
Lesikubukako nyalo nje shothi ngile nangjana le ngile spin lesiphathelana nale motorsport.
Yes, so, le spinning under motorsport.
Yes, under motorsport. Yes. So kuphathe sport le leti moto lana tispina. Yes.
Babe mina sisabuka leti tfombe building up to lo msebenzi lomkhulu stawutsinza wona kafishane but le sport sibone sikhula kancane in terms of le maswat engabe how do we respond in terms because bantu uyeuve ukuthi hey ngiyatisabela nje ukuthi ngamix imoto yami nje ukuthi ngidlale ngayo yini lenta ukuthi mhlawumbe singakhule kangaka kulo 21 years uhlele vele ubukela le sport yini esenda ukuthi le sport as much as nemsebenzi mhla ka1 but ngabe kwanyalo nobuka le standard kuwe uhappy yini ukuthi solo singabe sila sikona khona
bo kuliciniso nambana babe kubeketela nje ngoba sasicala nathi sasicala kabi sasicala estaradini sagcina saya kulabona banakethu bangale South Africa sakubona ukuthi hawu lento lena singaphila ngoba into boyithanzo uyibona lapha khashana bese uyayisonzeta uyiletha la kuwo ukuthi ungakhona yini lokho ngichaza ukuthi nemaswati analo le talent akusimine ngedwa lengikhona lokuspina ngiloko baba wami.
Wow, beautiful stuff. Now, umsebenzi lomkhulu umhla ka1 July, umhla ka1 umhla ka2, the weekend of umhla ka1 umhla ka2 July, Eswatini Motorsports Weekend. The first ever event emadleni. Na ungasichazela kafishane ukuthi kule ilanga le njengalokuthi sikubona kubhaliwe la Riders Range esithokovu. Sikatseni kwendekani kusichazela nje kafishane.
Shothi kule event le kusuka Friday. Sitaqala nje ngabo 9 siye lapha enhlambeni nesikolo cause le motorsport ayisiko ngokuthi nje siyajabulisa siphinde njalo sibuyisele esiveni.
True.
So sitabe sinangjana isikolo sasenhlambeni primary. Sitaqala ngabo 9 sonke nje siyabamema nale bafisa ukusijoyina. Sitabe siyopha abantwana lapha enhlambeni. Le bahluphekile siphinde sakha nemthoyi khona lapha enhlambeni primary. So emva kwaloko sitawusuka lapha masiqedza kuwawunisa labantwana ngoba sifune ukuthi basinike abantwana le bahluphekile bede ama uniform ticathulo nemajezi nako konke lokho. Siphinde bese sesibapha nalama foot hambers. Siyasuka ke sishaya iconvoy sitabe sinawo amaphoyisa nema-ambulance. Sihamba sijike kamahala bese sesithi manzini sibela esithokoto. So lokhu tawendeka lapha nasibuya lapha kutaba nje nemusic nabo DJ Friday emva kwaloko ngabo 4 iyaqala ke lena sitabe sinaba seMozambique Friday. Nemaswati ke siwacelile lama local spinners ukuthi sitawubeka imali engana 3000 ngokuthi lokhonile kuwina le mali number 1 utawuthola 2000 number 2 uthola 1000 and then emajaji kutaba ngilethi ihlwele kulama local spinners kuphela hayi ema foreigners.
All right, ngisekuwe emadleni ndakucala nje lo camera person sisikancane kule t-shirt yababemyeni sakhuluma nawe emadlenya nanguva kahle usho ukuthi nami ngachamuka nje ngiphethe ngitene nethulusi lami nemoto yami nginte kulo msebenzi noma dikhona imoto dibhekiwe ukuthi sisebenza kuleli langa.
Okay, ako lapho sothi sihambisa kuphephe embili.
True.
So labantu lesibacelile lapha bakhona esine list yabo. Inkumbi yabo besibashayela nje namhla just to confirm ukuthi i-show seyithutane. So awumani utenge imoto yakho noma uyakhanuka nje ngeke ungene kune boom gate lapha lekuvumela ukuthi no lo akangene no lo akangene.
Bengicela sibuye kule sithume khona isithume ngicela kusibona I think bokuchaza ukuthi sigatse bani mhla ka1 ikhulume ngama international artists ngibone ngathi kunabo Makatsi bo Cage Master Cage all those things but the bigger picture ukuthi abantu bacama kunamanye mavi ngicabanga ukuthi Mozambique and South Africa. Kubuka kwakho babemyeni yini lenta ukuthi lo msebenzi vele ube mkhulu kuze ukuthi basukele amakhaya South Africa and Mozambique bethe kusekela lo msebenzi.
Lokukhulu engingakusho sicele labanakethu bala ngaphandle kwala Swatini ngoba sike sahlala kakhulu sange siside ema entertainment so especially COVID isihlelisile emakhaya so bantu bebafuna kuphuma khanza ukuthi emaswati alalela lokuthi akuhlalo etindlini kuze kuphele lesifo lesibulala sive samswati. So lokuthi sibite bonke labantu sibita ukuthi atojabula futhi sibanike nehope ukuthi ngosiyami kutoba ngcono lesifo sesitawuya ngokuphela.
Baba mina ngicela sibukela nama teams athi abakhona on the day. Ngiyathi ukuthi as mama motorsports should I say athletes or players nama teams sibukani la ku screen, team Numbi, team Katra, Zenzi, you can take us through.
South Africa simeme i-team Numbi le yase ngala eMpumalanga South Africa, kwaba ngikatra waselimbombo, kwaba ngizenzi waseWitbank, bese umuntu wesifazane naye simemindo walapha abathoni bathi ngimele man le Messi, then bese kuba ngibhamji wase ePolokwane, and then bese kuba team Austin wasemafikeni. Bantu base South Africa lapho.
Yes.
La Mozambique i-team Skyline ne team Alteza. Ngibo nje lebakhulu nje ngathi basemsala ma Skylines lisemsa boThepho. La Swatini ke kune team Swazi, kune team Brema, kune Masina Brothers, kuna King Shaka, kuna Samson, kune Suit Crew, kuna Danger, kuna Mbondo VW, kune Ghetto Rough, kune Twister Machine, bese kuna Rudy, bese kuba na Stupid Crew, sekuna Matsapa Crew, kune Top Cat, bese kuba na mfana webhova wala espiki, bese kuna Timweli na Jigsaw. Wasengwane Park.
Manje ngiyakucinisa nje ukuthi as much as le sport lesi bantu bangacabanga ukuthi mhlawumbe sendiwa nglabantu nje basuke bathathe tinatfu. Le sport lesi singathini ngaso sikhulumenya namanye ama sporting codes ufana nabo pool ukuthi uyukhanze ukuthi mhlawumbe le tindzawo titenda abantu bacabanga ukuthi akusile sport ungasidlala ukuthi uphephe nalokuthi sendiwa nglabantu laba natsathindwa tsithi. Ungathini ngale sport nje kucinisa ukuthi akusiko lokho laba kucabanga ngawo?
Ngicabanga ukuthi lengakusho ngale sport lesi sonke masicala sasicabanga ukuthi bantu lebashayela emagusha eshete igebengu noma ke bantu lebagangako. So kuhambe kwahamba sakhula le sport. Ngidawubekisa ngalaba abantu besibalandzela. Mina ngicale ngikulandzela lento bengibona ngangithanza ukudlala kwaSandile Myeni nathi Ncumalo. So ngabo bantu
legends
in
the sport.
So kube seke sekulandzela bo lo ube sesekulandzela bo Matsapa Crew, kwalandzelana labanye bo emaspinas ala Ncumbi bo Danger, ngabo sasibalandzela sihamba sichaze kase kubo South Africa sispenda kakhulu bona bafikele bababhadale zine-7 at so lokho kwasenda sajabula masibona basimela bonathi nabo Myeni kamnanzi lena sabona ukuthi no vele bebanana sistyle sekushaya face to face. I-face to face nje even eSouth Africa ekopa kunathi na Sandile Myeni,
the legends in the
so ngabo vele ama-founder lengathi labo lababili nje wonke umuntu nakakhuluma ngesipini Eswatini bantu bobangithule saqala salandzela bona. So kube seke kuhambeni kwesikhathi kwase sekuyahlukana but lengakusho ngale sport asisiyo ingoti and asiso setigebengu sekusport nje njengekubukela ibhola, hayi ukuthi mhlambe manje babukela lento lena noma ke manje lebashayela lokhu ngilebatsakiwe noma ngilabanathako no kusport kumnanzi nje enikugrowa ngalenye indlela lengazange sengiyibona kutawenga shona le football nje ngendlalo lokuthuthuka ngayo.
Nanguva kahle Madlenya kusho ukuthi awusho ukuthi lo uthatha nje la kuthathako bese ungena emotini akusho ukuthi wrong but ke uyachaza nje ukuthi ungabe ukhanza ukuthi awukuthinze lokho but uphinze ungena emotini udlala sport. Now baba Myeni, before sikhathi siyahamba but before we leave just one or two questions kubuka in terms of movement on the day kungena yabo in terms of price kume kanjani lapha?
Especially ngalo Friday sitawuzama nje welcome emaspinners la qhamuka eSkhwahlande nemaspinners la qhamuka eMaputo. Siyacela nje sivene ukuthi ngosiyami asibaphathe kahle labanakethu labaqhamuka ngale emavenabo. Ngalelo lesihlanu nje angichaze nje kakhulu ukuthi ngoba kutaba uspinner labantu base Maputo neMaswati njengashito Madlenya ukuthi kunemali esibekile ngenganga 3000 batayidlalela eMaswati. Nokwesibili siyacela esivene ukuthi Nkosi yami nisiphathe kahle lo khanze ukuthi khona inkinga lonayo ngaleli sihlanu lokuthi nje makhona abantu abasuka khashana kukhona lesikuzamile ukuthi bofuna lithende utawufuna kukhemba utawukhemba
okuyakhemba
okay so isistawuzama ngaloko konke ukuthi sibambisane nani ndo supporta kule event.
There you have it. Thank you very much Madlenya. Ubutho nje 10 seconds sesibone bo Dakar what motorsports manye maveni bahamba yinenda ukuthi maybe thina nje as Eswatini singakone kungena nje kunama competition kashani kwanza ukuthi sitselana nabo Australia nabo China siyabo bomyeni nje ngalokuthi seso experience kule sport sale simafakela ligama ngiyibona bo England nangabe uhambe kakhulu kule sport bakufakela ukuthi sir shothi singathi sir Sandile Madle emamyeni Sandile myeni yinenda ukuthi le sport singafike kule sigaba leso thina kangwana.
Ndengakusho kahle kahle lokukhoza lo kakhulu imali lokuthi siyafuna kufika kulezinga emavela amaningi athuthuke nje ukuthi bawafanda letinto lethi bathi thola tiponsa sikhathi esiningi tsinela khaya konke nje nale show lesikiyo sithi keep sikhokhele emakhikini kuze kube manje so ukuthi usho sendi tingapane tiketa sisita ngawo so bekucela nje ukuthi kuze le sport lethi sithuthuke baba bona abantu abaserious tiponsa nebantu lebadlalayo so thine lento lesendako lena sifuna ukuthi at least nasehlulekile kumane kuqale le bushfire nale rally simane silandzele bona sithuthukise le sport sigcine sibambele standard leso.
All right, thank you very much. Sibonga kakhulu Madlenya, sibonga kakhulu Sandile Myeni. So Tfoleli Kamaveli, as one of the founders of spinning motorsports in the country, one of the biggest event in the local motorsports in history. Remember, a couple of weeks ago, the Minister for Tourism, Moses Viragat, also did launch the event to ensure that it should be everything that has to do with the tourism. Don't miss it, because on the weekend of Mhlaka and Mhlaka 2, it's happening Riders Ranch, Stwogotwo. They are not going anywhere far, because you know we can find them. I'm sure they have social media platforms. If you have got questions, you can get all the details. Let's all go there and support our local in whatever they do best. After the break, Linda Lamini will be here with more details with other sporting codes.
TV license quickly and easily with MTN Momo. Simply dial *007 *3 hash and select option 8 for TV license. Enter your national ID number as your reference and the amount you wish to pay. Then enter your PIN to confirm your payment. Once your payment has been made, you'll receive a confirmation SMS of your payment. If you're a first-time payer, you get another SMS for your TV license. So legalize your entertainment from the comfort of your home. Pay your TV license the easy and convenient way with MTN Momo.
Everywhere you go, MTN.
Still with you with more details. So vele khona umlangeni Linda Dlamini bekutrenda ku social media ke kuleli viki ukuthi vele bekulanga lakhe lokuthalwa singathatha ithuba nje on behalf of the entire sports team and the station ukuthi Mbona bathi bekuyibirthday yakho Musa awuyangiphikisa
Bekungasiyo
awufuna ukuthi
bekasiyo
noma be celebrate isikhathi lokunaso kuma sports ngive bomyeni bana 21 years old nangesikhathi singanani kuma sports
sengi-10 chief
10 years
yes
ha Sir Linda Dlamini. Masibonga uvusele Nkosi.
Ngiyakuvutsa ngiyakubingelela Fabrice ngiyabonga kumukeleka ehlelweni lakho. Ngiyakuthoba lokukhuluma uvusele wena ama loyal viewers. They've been loyal. They've been loyal. Yes, kakhulu. So ngicabanga ukuthi Fabrice Paz ngicela kudlulisanako si Dumisa umsebenzi lo wenziwe one of bo coach baka swimming emidlalweni efina itolo one of emasumazi beseka Ngcwila ufeintile eKhatsamandini the coach had to rush
United States
yes had to rush angena emantini akhokhe yona lo lenhlambi yeah ngicabanga ukuthi lokho it deserves a Nobel Peace Prize nangabe khona invele kanjalo kuma sports.
Jama Mahlalele, basketball, we saw something that was happening. One of the, he's our own, kahle.
Our very own. I remember I would say last
Golden States,
yes. Last year? Towards the end of last year.
Yes.
Laba announce khona lapha embabana ukuthi so sabana team lensha. So we are proud. We are proud of him. Ngicabanga ukuthi konke la hamba khona sihlale simsekela as our star. Siyaba recognize masters bonobuhle siyaba recognize bo James siyaba recognize including nabo emaswimmers bosimanga na Haley Ho na coach wabo welcome. So ngicabanga ukuthi we have all the reasons we celebrate as a Maswati.
Wow, talking about Mahlalele, of course, winning the NBA. Ngicabanga ukuthi lesibongo nje nabasibuka bathi sakuphi lesibongo bese bakhumbula ukuthi la the tiniest kingdom of Eswatini. Once again, happy Father's Day. It was you're a father now. Happy Father's Day. You were running away, but I had to find something to
not
congratulate.
now.
But this whole week you were still a father, Mos. I was angushinja to be father. Now, over the weekend, Master Kwamakoko, one of the good marathon. Singasho ukuthi it has a unique culture. Then I would see ibitwele ligama lelo.
Fabrice kwamakoko event siyathi ukuthi kwamakoko ba celebrate yena gogo Rebecca Masilela labeka ndinde khona lapha labeka ke khona lapha edolobheni ngamanzini lapha ke nje ngenhla ngentasi kancane kweNazarene wadlala inzima lenkulu ke Fabrice kubantu base South Africa siyakhumbula ukuthi ngesikhathi apartheid ema South Africans bekabaleka edela ekhaya. So this event is celebrate yena. So kule event lena ke Fabrice sebakwende kwaba special because solo yaqala I golden foot yasukumisa umncintiswano wegijima road race nangayibeka kanjalo this time around makune 21 ne 10 kilometers both bobabe nabo make. So I special ngaloko Fabrice onke lama athletes in fact kuba nje I family day nangayibeka kanjalo because nebantwana babakhona nabo kunetimvo labadlala kuto nebamvu labadzala kunetinto labadlala kuto nekushukumisa umtimba naku khamba phambili kakhulu but lokumcoka kakhulu thina lesikubuka ngilama sports njengoba ngisho ukuthi 21 kilometers siyathi ukuthi kunabo sondonzima bakhona EDF babukeka ngathi bama specialist ku 21 kilometers ngala kubobabe yena ngijima khona I forgot why am I forgetting his name? So ngicabanga ukuthi bakwenda kwaba special ngalo ukuthi bona bayathi ukuthi ba specialize kuphi Nkululeko gama yes lwagcina aphume ahamba number 1 le race lena ke Fabrice beyisuka khona kwaMagogo indlule emavuso ihambe ijike eMoneni nayifika la Moneni la kunetolo khona bomathatha bese igibela latulo le overhead bridge nayigibela latulo kule overhead bridge iyabuya ingena ijoina yona freeway ingena ingena kamanzini edolobheni nayingena edolobheni yena ngathi ibheka eNgwane Park bese ayisafiki ke eprison ezakhele seyiyabuya futhi ingena kwaMagogo. So be special kakhulu the shots lovely shots ekseni lokho ngelivivi Fabrice because lana nje bekusesebo around bo half 6 ekseni kubanza iweather beyibanza kakhulu Fabrice
For the love of the sport.
for the love of the sports for the love of the sports ngicabanga ukuthi nayo at least ayasho ukuthi le weather because kusebusika nyalo le weather kube likhulu kakhulu ukuthi umuntu ave ashisa ushisa sovele ulendleleni so ngicabanga ukuthi dinenge letimvo leti nakubomake ke Fabrice ngitsa ngisho nakubomake bebakhona i21 kilometers samkelisiwe Thwala from reps naye she's a specialist ngala ku 21 kilometers wahamba phambili naye wabashiya so ngicabanga ukuthi sebakwende ukuthi badominate ku 21 naku both bobabe nakubomake ba specialize kakhulu nange samukela yes uyalida kubomake so ngicabanga ukuthi I special ngalokho
Basi ngiyambuka naye Samke Sethwala ngiyabona bonkululeko gama master. What has happened master for the past I think 2 or 3 years nasibuka ama road races they are leading and busumbuthi uyasala ukuthi bayathola inetwork ukuthi baphume bakhona at least ku compete internationally because lokunye bese siyakhohlwa ukuthi as much as kuma track field bakhona nabo Bolt siyakhona kubamikisa kuma Olympic Games bo samkelisene nabo ngululeko kwendekani fine they are leading kulama tournaments yalakhaya kwendekani la ngaphandle
remember Fabrice ukuthi kuma next national champs ataba khona abo 21 kilometers so it's a step lesiya phambili yes nawubuka ukuthi batabe sebakhona ku 21 kilometers ma national champs lokusho ukuthi atawusebenta as ama qualifiers whosoever lo tayiwina leyo race leyo so talithola iticket lokuthi asangahamba yomelela live ngaphandle I'm very happy ngabo bosamkelisiwe nawungeva umnyaka wakhe ukuthi how old is she but still dominating
she's a mother even
she's a mother a mother one first born yakhe over 10 years the last born useseliswane so ngicabanga ukuthi njoba ngisho ukuthi I'm happy but that young man that young man
youngest athlete kuleli langa
wahamba Fabrice wahamba 10 Ks wamcetha wawina wahamba washaya inzambo so I'm happy ngaye ngululeko gama awina yona i21 kilometers the winner nguyelo wavula indlela ngicabanga ukuthi naye uyasho ukhala kakhulu ngemakhata kule event le but otherwise a very good event na ungathi uyayihlanganisa but ke Fabrice amaseke ukuthi I golden foot because ngibo laba organizer ko le event le nababambisene naye masipala welidolobha la kaManzini I'm happy ngendlela labenta ngayo tinto edition yes12 lena solo baqala 2009 so ba consistent yes the past 2 years agabi khona due to covid but ngalendlela lekhula ngayo le event lena wait for it utayibona eminyakeni letako 3 or 4 years tabe one of the biggest in Africa.
Beautiful stuff from our in-house Linda Dlamini. Now, the likes of Ngululeko Gama talk about Samke Sethwala, the winners of the day, undoubtedly, without a doubt, and some of the tournament organizers. What do they have to say about the event after 2 years of absence?
Ayi beyelikhona namhla ngoba bohamba la uphenze wahamba khona so bekufuna ube nato tibalo na uyigijima ukuthi phela ngeke ngendlula la useve amandla ukuthi nje cha balingani bami siyagijimisana kumnanzi la khaya
lengakusho ema-race ungane ma-challenges namhlanje kumakhata kakhulu in a way that kushisa nje kuqale sengicala i-10k yami yesibili like kuba kushisa nje pick up kahle yebo ngicala i-10k yami yesibili because it was cold yes but noma kunjalo I pushed ekutheni vele ngicine ngiwinile
ngive ine big challenge because ngibathi ngibuka isikhathi sami ngibona ukuthi hayi akusiso lezwa sekushaya 10 km singivise ebuhlungu ukuthi akusiso lesashaya last time at least bengitarget 28 noma 29.
It was fine. I liked the race. It was nice.
Have you been preparing before prior to this challenge?
Yesterday only because on Thursday it was the day when they told us that we'll be coming here for the race. 13.
You know, we're feeling great, both as a family and as a city. The numbers have grown, the organization has improved. Njengobubuka la, there's very little difference between this and Comrades. The only difference is that it's a different geography, it's a shorter distance. But in terms of quality of delivery, we are very pleased as a family. Lesibuye sijabulele futhi kakhulu utawubona nje ngiphethe na trophy ya mayor idolobha la kaManzini lisivumele ukuthi sisebenzise Manzini as part of our running logo. So the number 43 race, it's no longer just number 43 Triloni Park, it's number 43 Triloni Park kaManzini.
Sinhlangana namatubane siyajabula kakhulu ngalokubuya kwemidlalo. KwaMagogo is one of my races ethu. Lasamadzala labeka abakhona annually. Siyajabula ukuthi sebabuyile. Siyaphinda futhi siyajabula ukuthi ibuya nje seyikhulile futhi with the 21 in edition. Lokho kuyakhomba ukuthi le race iyakhula kakhulu. Nalomlandvo wayo kwesifisile lokuthi uqhubeke kube ngilele gas.
Njengaloku ubona njena ukuthi masicala sacala kumbe sincane kakhulu sacala nje abantu bangasibaningi kakhulu but nyalo ezikhamba sichubeka sesiyayibona ukuthi ikhula kakhulu nebantu bayithokotela kakhulu. Hence this year singete i-21 kilometer because labadlali labaningi bevungazi ukuthi lo 10 imncane kakhulu bafuna kube ngu-event number lenkulu. We're very excited about it and siyayibona vele ukuthi tawungena kule international standard nalo ukuthi ke kunema runners aqhamuke South Africa la ifokotelele race le nabo bang part of it namuhla bayagijima.
Beautiful stuff from a beautiful event that was held over the weekend. Now, moving on, we know that cycling is another busy association this past weekend, knowing that they are also building up to the national championships this coming weekend. They have one of the biggest events in their on their calendar. They are also building up to the second edition of Too Fast and Too Furious Forever Championship. Master, now buga nama tournaments na ise ikona I Fast and Furious Championship lesekelwa ngiyo I Forever Club. Lokho kusho kuthini? Ngizamile ukukhuluma naye Zwide Ndwana uchazele ukuthi vele the more they have tournaments the more lizinga la sport likhula la event.
Itolo Fabrice bekusukunyiswa ngalokusemthethweni second edition ye Too Furious and Too Fast and Too Furious, yes. I hostwa nguye I Forever Cycling.
Yes.
So le sponsorship labe part of le launch itolo besi sponsorishwe I Auto Value ne Auto Auto Zone, yes. So ngicabanga ukuthi Fabrice I Forever Cycling engcondweni yayo because nayisukumisa lo mqhudelwano lo yayati ukuthi yendani because nawubuka nanyalo ema dates laba ibeke ngayo le event lena itabe after ema national championships. So stabe sinabo champagne kule event lena. So ngicabanga ukuthi tinvoti bahlela kahle and ushilo ke yena president wa cycling association Zwide Nxumalo ukuthi ema sponsorship la njengalawa ngiwo lakhulisa le sport kuze wonke umuntu atokwathi ukuthi nanyodlala ngidlalela ngidlali nje ukuthi ngiyadlala and nale mali ikhule nga 8,000 from the last edition. So ngicabanga ukuthi singababonga la 78,000 Fabrice lo chamuka khona ka Auto Value na ka Auto value parts.
Lo 90 ke master, just to add on lokusho lo 90 ke nyalo it's the sponsorship to the club on its own ukuthi babe nayo nje on their own
but nakuze lo 90 uya ku Forever Cycling Club, but le lenye
78
yale event yes le Too Furious le Too Fast and Too Furious competition ngiyo lo mehluko letimali ungatibuka ngasithi ngi2 but le lenye ye team le lenye yalo mqhudelwano.
All right. Time will come as we'll be building up to that event that will be held on 10 July this year, 2022. Now, moving on, FNB Ngonyeni pre-qualifiers. We know that a couple of weeks ago, FNB launched a sponsorship. What an amount of money that was put in, Master. Now, SEMA qualifiers back on over the weekend. The winner walked away with 21,000. Those are the things we want to see in sport, Master. Money being splashed in sports. Ngonyeni Sunshine Talkers.
Fabrice njoba usho ukuthi about a couple of weeks ago i-FNB yalontsha yona i-tournament yeligaluva lapha ekhaya eNgonyeni letayodlalelwa ama-golfers alakhaya nama-golfers laqhamuka ngaphandle kule weekend ke bekunama qualifiers khona eNgonyeni adlala igaluva i-Sunshine Tour atabe khona ke le tournament in a couple of weeks time.
Yes, Mbingo the MD also taking a shot.
Mr. Mbingo from FNB, part of yena, Jamie, part of yona le tournament.
Yes.
Many golfers alakaya part of yona le tournament lena. Ngabansi le turnout be igahle kakhulu eNgonyeni. But at the end of the day, MJ lo 10 Pro nguye lo yiwinile lama qualifiers over the weekend.
So we have now the pre-qualifiers. These are the results. I wanted to talk about MJ Tlamin, 1.6 crores. Now, when you talk about now people turning pro, because I'm so much interested in those two young men leading up there, Jamie Pennington. These two young men, Master, remember at some point we were thinking when they're going to turn pro, they were still playing as amateur. Now they are pro, which means we can see them where we are seeing Nobotle. What does that say about the sport? The likes of Meshak Zwane, Osebakona, Gulelist, Swiso Villani, Tulanim Karipe, the names, Peter Dlamini, the Mbabane golf course coach. You know, these are some of the best. Robert Shiva, what are you saying, Master?
For President Kabansi nawubuka the top two because yena Mandla MJ uthole 146 gross Jamie Pennington wamlandzela. These are yes Jamie Pennington so nesikhashanyana 10 pro but he's still a young star nangayibeka kanjalo naye Mandla ngicabanga ukuthi umlandzele sifisa lo ukuthi our young stars kube ngiwo la lapha etulu la lidako. Yes bakhona abameshek Zwane njoba siyabona ukuthi bakhona ku top 6 but we need our young stars ukuthi abe lapha kube ngiwo la dominator.
This is what he went home with, courtesy of being the winner with 146 crores. Jamie Pennington, of course, at over 12,000 Emalangeni, and of course also being involved among the awardees on the day. Next to him, of course, is
imagine two days in Jeff Press, 2 days, 21,000. Just 2 days. 21,000.
That's how sports are now.
2 days.
2 days.
So that mentality lengihlala ngikhala ngayo, that mentality ukuthi labantu bema sports
na 5.6 akusimncane.
Yeah, imali Fabrice, imali it's imali le.
Meshak Zwane also now getting 4.6.
Yes. 2 days Fabrice because the event idlalwe Saturday Sunday yaphela ngayo le Sunday lesuka kuyo, so ngicabanga ukuthi for le mali le sponsorisha ngayo yona FNB First National Bank
I mean in a green top, yes.
I'm happy because wonke muntu utiva involved not only the money kumenglisha even with badlali labanye because the big event yet.
Kubalulekile Master nawe utheselisheke umeceni kwa MD uyamcela ukuthi ngicela ngayi tax le mali ngoba fise ukuthi ithe yonke. Now some of the you know golfers on the day including himself MJ Dlamini, he walked out with 21,000 Emalangeni. It was such a coincidence for him to turn pro and win the qualifiers. What does he have to say about that and the sport at large?
It feels great. It's my first professional win, so I'm really happy. Worked really hard to get here, so I'm really happy that my hard work is paying off. The course played really hard. The wind was blowing. It's a new course that we're playing now because of the new setup we're having for the Sunshine Tour event, so it was playing really tough, but I just managed my game well. My caddy was good on the bag, calmed me down, he had to calm me down, but it could have been a lot better, but you know, I got the win today, but I'll look, evaluate and try and improve for the next event. It's the first time we're having an event here, and to be able to play, it means the world to me because I obviously grew up here and I've had a lot of success here in the past. As an amateur, I've won 2 times here. So it's good to get my first pro win here as well. So I'm looking forward to it, and yeah, just big things to come. Probably buy my parents some dinner and use the rest to kind of find my tour for the rest of the coming events.
Now we've got Nobuhle, who will live as one of the person that will be closing our show tonight. We've got Nobuhle. We still count her as our own, Pale, and as much as she's based in South Africa. Sina Jamie Pennington. Now we have MJ Dlamini, who are professional golfers, making headlines internationally. Because MJ, in as much as Ula as now professional, but now based in South Africa. Master, can we play at the US Open in the next 5 years?
Oh, yes, definitely.
US Open.
Alongside
McIlroy.
Yes, Rory McIlroy.
Yes.
Ukhuluma ngabo Jordan Speed.
Yes.
Ukhuluma ngabo Tiger Woods.
Yeah, ngabo Chambo.
Yes, siyakhona lapho. Siyakhona kancane. Ngicabanga ukuthi angathi lama sports ukuthi produce walanzelani senjani, because nawubuka igolf ne cycling. For me those two sports kukhona la ngikhomisa kona. In fact, if igolf bengekho, cycling at the moment idlalwa ngilabo bamvu labo, and utawubona sponsorship sakhona in the next 2 years. But kudos kuye MJ, ngicabanga ukuthi it was a big day for him ukuthi athene pro awine lama qualifiers athole nelishekela 21,000.
And they're still a young man. Now, beautiful stuff. As we leave Dlamini, we'll be leaving a short interview that was discussed and recorded, just to give us a proper view of what Nobuhle Dlamini thinks about this whole junior tournament. She's going to tell us about this whole junior tournament at large, just giving us a proper reaction about the initiative and anything that has to do with that tournament. Dlamini, it was good being with you. It's a weekend. Asakwana ukhuluma ukuthi ngabe kwendekani football in this coming weekend, ukuthi sininga ama prediction, but because of it sininga ama prediction. Kube kuhle kuba nawe Nkosi.
Ngibonga mina Fabrice, ngicabanga ukuthi le weekend le nakhona into ababhizi kakhulu Olympic day ekalanga shukuma Eswatini Esiphoxosini tech ball Mangayane. So ngicabanga ukuthi it's a busy weekend in national championships aka cycling. So uyabona ukuthi kubhizi kanganani kule weekend le.
That's the man. I gave him a cut at 3 in the morning. As long as it has to do with sports, he will do that for the event. Thank you very much for being with us. We were here just to give you what you want to hear. It's all about sport. We are all about sport. Silta Rakamnans, Nobuhle Dlamini, about the Junior Challenge.
The Nobuhle Dlamini Junior Golf Challenge is one of Eswatini's biggest junior sporting events for aspiring golfers from across the country. The 23rd of April saw the Royal Swazi Golf Club in Lobamba come to life as more than 30 golfers ranging from the ages 6 to teens lined up to secure their spot in order to get a chance to drive, chip and putt with peers in an effort to raise their game skills and also meet their icon, Nobuhle Dlamini.
I just thought I should motivate the kids and get them out playing golf. A lot has happened in the past 3 years. Golf in Swaziland is in a very severe decline. We're seeing less people on the golf courses, and I think whilst we face all those challenges, kids should not be taken away from sport. Sport saves a lot of people. It can certainly save these children, because if they get stranded and they find themselves in the streets, they get up to no good. If golf is going to be a safe place, then I'm happy to be in it with them. We received more children than what we expected, and they were all so excited when they got here this morning. We prepared goodie bags for them, shirts, and a lot of gifts for them, so they're really, really happy.
Fun was definitely the order of the day as Prime Minister His Excellency Cleopas Dlamini graced the events with his presence, and together with the host Nobuhle Dlamini teed off in a misty morning to officially declare the event open. What a superb shot, Your Excellency.
When you start golf or any sport at an early age, you have the potential to develop yourself. And golf does not just teach the people how to play, it teaches them the courtesy in life, how to deal with each other, how to be honest in everything you do, because in golf nobody's monitoring how you play, but it's you and your dignity. So it is very, very important. It keeps the children busy, it keeps them from straying, and it keeps them focused, so to speak. If you are honest, if you try to give your all in it, you can make it. She comes from humble beginnings. I know her father, she was teaching us informal golf, so to speak. But there she is. She started the sport at a very young age, and now she's playing the world, really. The world is at her feet. Every time I watch the professional, I just focus on where she is, because, you know, she's carrying the flag of the country, and we don't even have an equivalent on the men's sport. So it's very, very proud of us to have a hero like her. We are very, very proud, yes.
The first group of players followed suit and teed off, stayed on the fairways and the greens to ensure a great scoring round of golf. And looking at this crop of players, in no time, Eswatini will boast more golfers who will fly the country's flag at international tournaments, emulating Nobuhle Dlamini. The younger players couldn't contain their excitement. Whilst getting valuable golfing lessons, the future is definitely bright.
Yeah, I mean, the kids are so cute, eh? They're tiny, and you can see they're feisty, they're competitive, they really want to play well. They're still learning, but they're already in it. They want to play well. So I was like, yeah, I like that. I like to see that. I mean, if I see the same child in 5 years' time, I'll say, yeah, that's really good. I saw myself in some of those kids. I was exactly like them. I had no idea, but all I wanted was just to hit the golf ball as far as I can and hit it as close as I could. Really, it reminded me of myself back then.
Nice.
Ngenhlanhla lenhle nobunhle ngathi babo wakhe sidlale naye makamfundisa lo nobuhle asesengumntwana besinaye ngiyabonga nje kakhulu futhi nobaba wakhe akalale ngokuthula sikhona nathi sesibobaba wakhe lesimbukela ko simjabulelako nyalo ke futhi nobuhle so ufaka isandla futhi ku development into lenhle kakhulu ngibonga kakhulu ngiwish nje ukuthi nakusasa nanini aqhubeke. What do we teach these kids are the basics of the game. How do you hit a ball and the discipline, very, very important, because we're building future stars here, so they have to be disciplined. Golf etiquette should be there. I'm very grateful kunebazali ukuthi babavumele bantwana bete batodlala and then bayaba support. I won't lie. Most, even today when we came here, there were a lot of parents, even during the prize giving, they will be here because they do support their kids. Without a background there is no, I can't do it alone. The parents, the golf courses, they are doing very well.
Many golfers on the day have their parents to thank for introducing them to the game of golf and still continue supporting them in realizing their dreams to play the game professionally.
My dad went for a doctor's checkup and they told him that he needs to get a sport that will calm him down because he has so much stress at work. And we were still living in Pikespeak at the time. We moved to Mbabane. He took up golf. One of his friends advised him to take up golf. And yeah, I was playing soccer at that time. My dad was like, come, let's play golf. I'm like, nah, I'm good. I want to play soccer because it's the trending sports around where I stayed. He'd buy me soccer boots. I'd lose them. He was like, no, you know what? Let's try playing golf. I didn't like golf at that time. I was all about, nah. He just tried to force me to practice, and I was like, nah, I'm good. Force me or bribe me with money. I'm like, nah, man, I don't want to. But then, as time went on, 2-3 years down the line, I was 12, 13. I was enjoying myself, meeting new people, making friends, Yeah. Then, fast forward to now, here I am playing golf. I'm 17. I've been playing golf for 7 years, and I quite like it, And we look up to people like Nobuhle out here, you know. She's a really inspiration here in Swaziland. We look up to her. I want to be like her one day and play professionally, make money out of it, make money out of something we love doing, you know, something like that, yeah.
I saw my mom's friend, Auntie Bonnie, plays, and I'm like, this seems really cool, and she's really pretty, so maybe I could do this. And then I got coaches, then I started playing, but the first time was really hard, like really hard. I shanked, I still do shank, but yeah, it was exciting. When I started playing, I was in grade 7. I was probably 13, but I play on and off because of school. I really focus on school, and then I a bit sidetrack my golf. I think that's why I'm not really at that high level yet, but I'm getting there. I just need more practice.
I guess my dad was the one guy that got me into the game. Obviously, I knew Tiger Woods, but it was really never an inspiration at that time. I didn't know what he used to do, but I knew he was one of the best players. You know, just the thought of actually getting the ball into the hole at the time then was so cool to me. I feel like, you know, I was playing soccer for a long time, but eventually my love for golf really it started to grow, and it grew onto me, and eventually it became a part of me and in my routine and everything I did, everything I do as of now.
Then I've been playing golf for like about 4 years now. I started in grade 3 in Inkanyeti. That's where my coach found me. And I seemed to like that game. So then I asked my dad if I can join. So then I started from there.
I started playing when I was 7 years old. Yeah, Nobutle's dad was my coach. And yeah, and when he passed, we lost connections of the coaches and everything. So I actually stopped, and I resumed playing again when I was, I think around 13. And yeah, it's been amazing.
And these kids today, when I announced a month or so that we will have a tournament, they were so excited. They were just looking forward to seeing Nobuhle and then come and play in her tournament. We understand. Yes, it is just fantastic. I wish he could do it at least once a year to play our major tournament for the juniors. I'm very, very, very grateful to anyone who contributed in this to make it a success.
And by providing access to a world-class golf course can only serve as inspiration to these budding golfers.
This is a very nice course, I'm not gonna lie. But then at the same time it's challenging, especially the second 9. I was the first one to tee off, but then at the same time I was very nervous, especially there was no boot and stuff. And the crowd was watching, and when it goes quiet, it's a different feeling. But then I enjoyed taking my shot. I was happy with that.
This is an international golf course. It is amazing. The greens are perfect, the fairways perfect, tee boxes, everything about the golf course. It's walkable, you know. Scoring it's scoreable. That's all I can say. It wasn't all too bad, and my playing partners made it very easier and nice because it was conversations all around the golf course.
The course was playing a bit wet, obviously, because of the rains, but you know, on the holes that you really need to capitalize on, I didn't really do that. I'll say that my ball striking today was pretty good. I felt good over the ball, confident, but the holes that I really needed to actually capitalize on and play well on didn't go so well. But I'm happy with how patient I stayed and diligent. Even after a few bad holes, I just stuck in and held in.
After a great round, all the golfers returned. Scorecards were tallied, and it was determined who would walk away with some amazing prizes, which were courtesy of the sponsors Vision View Sports Radio, Supersport, Ping, Oakley, and Adidas. And everyone walked away as a winner.
Honestly, hoping that it goes big. If we can have, our biggest tournament in Swaziland is the King's Cup, which is now hosted through the Sunshine Tour. So our players, our current pros, are barely just getting in. If we get some of the invites, maybe 1 or 2 will qualify. For me, the most fulfilling thing would be to see a Swazi golfer winning the King's Cup. and later on maybe have a ladies professional event hosted here. For me, that will show growth in the industry.
I'd like to play internationally, just like her. And yeah, I'm very thankful for this opportunity, like her organizing this. It's very nice. I'm very grateful. Yeah.
For me, it really means a lot because we don't really get this much of opportunities in this country. It's like really bad because of COVID. So it got really worse, and because also we don't have a lot of females playing the sport. So by Nobuhle coming here and she's showing us young girls that we can get to her level. So we saw her arrive, we saw everything. She has achieved a lot. So we also want to match her and achieve a lot in the sport. If we play bad, we'll do better because we're still learning, we're juniors. But yeah, thank you very much.
The kids don't have to be all pros. Not everybody is gifted. Not everybody's got all the talent to be able to play professionally. I mean, golf being such a broad industry, they can be able to work in the golf space. So running from golf course maintenance, retail, coaching, officiating. It's just there's a lot of jobs that can be created through this game. It's a networking sport, and you don't have to be good at it to make a living out of it. So let's create jobs, let's feed one another and empower one another.
I think in the world right now, going to school maybe for like education is now maybe hard, and maybe you can make a living out of golf. I'm not saying don't go to school. Go to school, but also golf is there. It's a really good sport. It's really calm, other than playing soccer, rough things there. So yes, I encourage them to play golf very much. We need more girls, guys. Wow, there are men everywhere.
Yes, and just like that, girls rule the world. A big shout out to all the partners and Nobuhle Dlamini for putting together this amazing sporting event. We wish you nothing but many more successful golf challenges.
When COVID-19 hit, many people lost their jobs. Women lost their sources of income. They had to deal with unpaid care and the burden of domestic work. In 2020, the United Nations estimated that 232 million women will be living in poverty in 2030, compared to 221 million men due to the negative financial impact caused by the pandemic. So in this week's episode of The She Word, we look at COVID-19 and its economic toll on women. We also discuss the division of matrimonial property, and we seek to find out why were women hit harder by job losses